on, Fitzy.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Crypto Warehouse. My name is Mike. It is 11 a.m. Central European Time, 10 o'clock in the UK. It is the 17th of July, and we are back. And as you can see, we have come up above the 65,000. And if you remember yesterday, the poll of the day, are we going to get above 65,000? And there we go. As if by magic, my crystal ball came out and we got above 65,000. Good morning to Packer. Good morning to Hidden. Velvet Rope is in chat as well. People talking about Maneki in chat. I hope you're all doing well. We have a busy day. As always, we're going to go through the markets. We're going to go through some X-Files. Is this a bear trap? 3 billion in real world assets. Is the XRP case finally over? What are we talking about with Plonky 3? And what are we talking about with Ape Chain? Well, you'll have to wait and see. Today, I'm going to admit it is warm and I am tired. But by the end of this show, we will have gone through and digested the majority of the information we need to digest. Bottom left-hand corner, you will see a little chat box with Packer dominating the chat, as always. 147,315. We are 2,685 away from 150,000 followers. I appreciate you are not all fans of the show, but followers doesn't fit. Fans is the smallest word I could have fit there, so there we go. Bottom right hand corner, that $74,000 target is no longer looking silly now, is it? All of you bears in chat telling me we were going to go to $40,000. We are not far off now from the $74,000 target. And where do we go? Spanish are saying Gibraltar is Spanish. Is that scary? No, they do it all the time. They do it everywhere. It's just one of those things. It's not anything to worry about. I certainly don't think the Spanish are going to try and invade. They have their own problems to deal with over there. Right then, let's get into the markets. Market cap coming in at 2.4 trillion. So again, my target for the end of the bull cycle is to try and get somewhere near 10 trillion. That's another 4x from where we are. Doesn't mean I'm going to be right, but that's my goal. 24-hour volume we haven't looked at for a while. That's just under $100 billion. Bitcoin dominance and ETH dominance still coming in at around about 71, 72%. Again, that's been the case now for most of the year pretty much. Bitcoin then coming in at 65.13. Ethereum coming in at just under $3,500. BNB again starting to get a bit excitable, could be looking at $600. Solana, again, we have some price targets for Solana. Very healthy, very respectable, $162. Retaken the $75 billion market cap. And there is XRP, absolutely ploughing upwards, 61 cents. Ask yourself this question. What do they know that we don't? And we're going to talk about that in a minute. Let's have a look at the 24-hour gainers and losers then. 24-hour gainers, WorldCoin is up 39% because they've been talking about extending the cliff on the token. That's understandable. Arweave is up, ASI is up. Again, ASI 150. It's nowhere near where it should be, ASI. ASI should be at least $3 or $4. My target, probably to be hit before the end of the year, is $5. XRP, when do we see XRP, the stable coin? When do we see XRP in the top gainers for the last 24 hours? Core is up, Injective, Pyth is up, Immutable X, Gala, Bonk, many double-digit gainers in the last 24 hours. And again, when it's a green day, you very rarely see anything but the stable coins in the bottom 5 or 6. DAI, USDD, USDC, all down there. There we go. So what is the topic of the day and why is it embrace buffet? Am I talking about going and eating vol-au-vents and mini sausage rolls and sausages on sticks? Or am I talking about the legendary investor that is Warren Buffett? Of course I am. Well, we're going to go through the X-Files and all will become clear in a minute. Let us get them started. I thought this was nice. It's very true. When your meme coin is up 15% on the day, but you're still down 90% on your position, remember, these numbers are big green numbers. However, that doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. One swallow does not make a summer. Some of those prices for some of those coins are still way below where they should be. Remember where Solana was, over $200. Remember where BNB was, well over $700. We might be up, but we are not out of the woods yet. So be happy, dance in the rain, enjoy the gains, but remember it's not all over yet. We have a long way to go to recover. Recency bias is something that you should try and stay away from. It's been brutal. In April, it felt like I had the Midas touch and now I can't catch a break. This is embrace your buffet. When the markets are going down, every crypto you buy will feel as if it's the worst decision you've ever made. In the bull run, when you buy crypto, everything you buy turns to gold. Everything goes up 10% a day, 50% a week, whatever it might be. And you're going to feel like Warren Buffett. The reason you should embrace the buffet is very simple. You want to be buying coins based on a price target that you have for that coin. And that price target should be where you want to sell that coin. So you shouldn't be buying anything based on the markets going up or down. You should be dollar cost averaging into the tokens that you want to hold. So for example, I've said many times on here, I think Chainlink could go to $90 to $100. I think it's at $14 now. It was at 22. It's been as low as I think 11. Buying at $11 to sell at 90, buying at $22 to sell at 90 makes no difference to me whether we're going up or down, other than my $50 or $100 buy of that token gets me more of the token. That's why you dollar cost average in. So you need to embrace the buffet. Set longer term goals than the end of your nose. Okay? Buying a coin today and the market retraces 5% does not make you a terrible investor. Buying a coin expecting it to rise 20% the following day, that makes you a bad investor. Have your goals for your coins and stick to them. That's what you need to be doing. Moving on. Chat is really quiet today. If you are out there, say hello. I think everybody is asleep. Okay, well that is not there. Let's try the next one. We have a few today, and I've also got some charts that I want to go through, which are I'm going to keep an eye on them a little bit more. So WireX, which is a payment company, I've been using WireX, I don't know, 6-8 years. They have partnered with Visa. WireX were, back in the day, a very small company. I used them and another one that began with C, and that's how I used to buy my Bitcoin. And now look at them. They are partnered with Visa, one of the two biggest payment companies in the world, themselves and MasterCard. So again, more bullish news, more adoption, and more interoperability between real world and crypto. Good morning, Packer. I am glad you're saying hello, because there doesn't appear to be anybody else here today. I don't know where anybody has gone, or everybody has gone, but they're not here. Right then, they've done it again. They have done it again with these token launches. I moaned about this a few weeks ago, maybe a month or so ago now. There is a Jupiter DAO where you vote on which tokens should be launched, and a proportion of those tokens are given to the voters. It's only 1, 2, 3, 4%. It's not a lot. But the point is that they then have their TGE, okay, their token generation event. I like to call it the token genesis event, but there we go. And this is happening today, yesterday was the launch of the website. You could go and see how many you could claim. And on Thursday, the token will go live. The token is Cloud. Sanctum is a liquid staking token platform where you can create your own liquid staking token. And they've done it again. They've done it again. And what am I going on about? If you voted, you cannot claim until October. So this is for the people on Sanctum that have been using Sanctum for a long time. And guess what? The people voting are not getting their airdrop at the same time. Now, why is this a problem? Because they didn't tell anybody. I made a video about this 3 months ago, and I put it into their version of Reddit, and I said, you need to sort this out. This is an absolute disgrace. What's going on? And they said they were working on it, and they haven't done. So if you have voted for Sanctum, if you have your Jupiter staked, you will not be able to claim. And that is the sad news. Now then, a few charts before we get into the news. A couple of things I want to keep an eye on, as I've said. One is Bitcoin dominance. It's still at 55%. But look at this. Can we not see an inflection point right here? Where do we go? Do we honour the trend line that we have been in for 9 months now? Or do we honour this decline that we've had since the middle of May? My expectation is to do this. So we're still at 55%. When I looked at this on Monday with you all, it was exactly 55% as well. We haven't moved. Something's going to break. I think we're going to move up. I think we're going to start to break up. If we break up, what does that mean? It means that Bitcoin is going to rip. The caveat is the Ethereum ETF could cause a massive surge in the price of Ethereum. And then if that happens, we may see this, and we may come down towards 54.5%. That's what we need to keep an eye on. Is Bitcoin dominance going to continue to go up in pretty much a straight line, or are we going to see a small retracement to allow for Ethereum to have its day in the sun, if you like? What is a typical Bitcoin dominance level peak alt season? The target that Ben Cowan sets is 60%. And I'll go back to the chart and show you, because it'll make more sense if I zoom out for you. But Ben Cowan thinks we're going to go to 60% before it breaks down. And when it breaks down, that's when the alts pick up. So if we zoom out, I do not know why Mike is written on there. Good morning, Johnny. So, Bitcoin dominance looks a lot like this. This was peak previous bull cycle. Now, the issue to bear in mind, this broke down in January 2021. January 2025, it will probably also break down, but we're not going to be as high as this 68-70%, because there's just a lot more out there than there was. So, although we're getting close, Ben Cowan's line is there at 60%. That's why I had Mike written, because I think we're going to get to 56%. Right, so the cutoff really is the end of the year. So Ben Cowan thinks we're going to do this, okay? Then, similar to what happened 4 years ago, it will start to do this. That is when the alts season will begin. So, alts. Now, we talk about having portfolios full of various different bags of coins. If you'd have held Bitcoin for almost 2 years and nothing but Bitcoin, you would have gained on the market 50% more than everything else. We've gone from 40%, let's call it, to now 55%, maybe 60%. So holding Bitcoin for the last 2 years was the right thing to do. Good morning, Chris, was the right thing to do. And holding Bitcoin until the end of this year will be the right thing to do. Now, that doesn't mean that Bitcoin, the price is going to top out in December. It means the altcoins will start to perform better than Bitcoin all of next year. That's what you've got to keep an eye out for. So I think we're going to get to about 56.5%. Ben Cowan, who is a far cleverer man than I, he thinks we're going to top out at 60 and then decline next year. I think we'll decline next year as well. So we're in agreement on that. So 60% is the target. Now, just to put that into context, that's 60% of the total market cap of crypto. Now, if Ethereum goes on an absolute rip and goes to, say, 20%, if that's at 20%, and Bitcoin does manage to get to 60%, 80% of crypto would be in those two assets. I don't think that's right. Now, the next thing that's linked into this is the Bitcoin Ethereum chart. And again, very similar. If you'd have held nothing but Bitcoin for the last 2 years, against Ethereum especially, and everything else, look at what has happened. So your Bitcoin has gained strength against Ethereum. Ethereum's tried, it's tried. Now, look what happened here. It broke. It broke out of this downward trend it's been in for nearly 2 years, and look what it's doing now. It is sitting and bouncing on top of the bull market support band. And what happens when we bounce on top of the bull market support band? We do that. What does that mean in English? It means that Ethereum will start to outperform Bitcoin. So if for example, Bitcoin goes to $80,000. That would be, for argument's sake, a 20% move up. I would expect Ethereum to do maybe a 30 to 40% move up. So where does that put the price of Ethereum? That puts Ethereum at about $4,500 to $5,000. Is that inconceivable given that we're about to have an ETF? Absolutely not. So expect Ethereum to outperform Bitcoin in the near to short term, in the next 2 months, certainly, with the ETF, because it's going to try and play catch up. Now, again, nothing is guaranteed, but what is guaranteed is the ETF. That is guaranteed. What the price does is not. Now, it's not in the same situation as Bitcoin with Grayscale, we know that, but just bear in mind, keep this in mind, that if you had $1,000 today and you put it into Bitcoin and you put it into Ethereum, by the end of this year, you might have, let's think, you might have $1,300 in Bitcoin. You might very well have $1,800 in Ethereum. So at this point in time, it may very well be wise to invest into Ethereum and not Bitcoin. That's just a hypothesis. It doesn't mean it's going to come true. Right, let's get into the news. How far through the show are we? 20 minutes in and we haven't even got to Bear Trap. I think it's one of those days. I'd love to know where everyone is today. There's literally nobody in chat. So we're coming in at 65.3. Ethereum is just under 3,500. Bitcoin bears a trap, but can the price surpass $70,000 by August? That is the question of the day, by the way, which I didn't realise. $70,000 by August. We've had only 9 votes so far, but 100% of people think we'll be at $70,000 by August. I tend to agree. That is a 10% move from where we are now. We're going to look at the Bitcoin chart in a minute and give you some numbers to keep in mind. So the Bitcoin price has confirmed the trend reversal after June's downtrend. Remember what we said, every red June is followed by a green July, and we are seeing a green July. Can we break $70,000 by the end of the summer? It is $4,700 away. It is nothing. We are almost there. So Mustache wrote, Bitcoin is back above one of the most important bull market lines, the blue line, in the previous cycles. It never fell below it until the cycle top. This is a strong sign that the bull market is far from over. The bull market is not over. It is not anywhere near over. In another bullish technical signal for the Bitcoin price, the selling pressure from long-term Bitcoin holders has stopped. At the 61.6 level, the selling pressure from long-term holders, which lasted 7 months, ceased. Again, why would you be selling your Bitcoin at $61,000? It makes no sense. After an 11% increase during the past week, the price is back above the 200-day moving average. We're going to go and look at that now. Let's go and look at the chart, because the article has kind of covered off the key points, which is, I think we are heading back towards 70,000, but we have some targets. Remember, not everything is peachy. Okay, not everything is absolutely over the line. I think we need to move this line. I think that can go now. I think we've had this dip. Now, remember what I said. I said that we needed to break this line, 65.5. Go and look at the stream yesterday and on Monday. 65.5 is the line to break. Why? Because it is the top of the bull market support band, as I have been saying for weeks and weeks and weeks. All the way down here, what have I been telling you? We need to get above $61,000 to get back into the bull market support band, get above this line here. Then we need to break above the top of the bull market support band. We are exactly at the top of the bull market support band. What could happen if we get rejected? We come down to 61,000, I think. And then we will find the similar level of support that we had here, and then we run at it again. So we are not out of the woods. Everything is green and rosy, but there is still the wolf in the woods trying to give us a poisoned apple. Now then, when we get above the bull market support band, what tends to happen? Well, let me show you what tends to happen. If we go all the way back down here, below the bull market support band, pump to the upside. We bounced there, we bounced there, we broke under here, we came up, we bounced again, and we went off to the races. It's a bullish sign that we need to be above the bull market support band. When we are below it, it is bearish, it is not good. When we are above it, it is bullish, and we can use it as support. That is why it is called the bull market support band. Now, we do have to look at this. Now, I am not going to draw it perfectly, but I neither care about drawing perfectly. I am not an art teacher. So what is that line? That line at this moment in time is probably 70,600. That is what we need to get above, 70,600. We need to break this because there's a chance, not a big chance, there is a chance we do this. And we just can't get above that descending lower high. I don't know what's going to happen, but for me, 65.5 is what we have to break, and that has to happen today. Then we have to break 71,000 to break this downward channel and then put in a higher high. I don't know which one's going to happen, but this is key right now. Keep an eye on this for the rest of the day. Getting above 65.5 is critical, but not just getting above it and holding it. So if we could do this, that would be absolutely key. A retest of the resistance would be key. And I don't know what's going to happen, like I say, but let's be positive. We're in a positive frame of mind today. We're at $65,500. I was coaxing some of you down off ledges. When? At the beginning of July. Here, people were crying. They were packing their bags. They were filling out the application forms for McDonald's. And I said, did I not? We went down relatively quickly. We will come up relatively quickly. And this move so far has gone from 54.3 to 65.4 in 8 or 9 days. So we've done an $11,000 move. $11,000 move in 8 days. Okay? I told you when we were at 55,000 that 74,000 is not far away. And it is not far away because Bitcoin doesn't move like the stocks and shares that you see that move 0.5% a week, 1% a month. It moves quickly. We fell down, we broke down, we capitulated to some extent. Now we are fighting to get back above the bull market support band. It is super important we break 65.5. Good morning, Rizal. Welcome to the show. Remember, if you're in chat, say hello. It is an awfully quiet day today. Awfully quiet day. I do not know where anyone is today, but Packer and Chris are keeping me company, which is nice. So 65.5 is the target. If we break that and we come down, we will come down to probably 61,000. I think that's going to hold. I can't see us coming down. I can't see us capitulating 25% again in the very near future. So let's see. Let's move on because we are going to run out of time. Again, more bullish news on the way. And the narrative, by the way, in most of the articles that I read now on a daily basis has flipped bullish. It was very bearish for a period of time. The majority of last year was very bearish up until probably October, and then it became very bullish. So June analytics predicts tokenized US Treasuries to reach $3 billion market cap. You know what, AI isn't too bad for making cute little animated characters, but I would have put the B on it. Right then, the market for tokenized US Treasuries could surpass $3 billion by the end of 2024, according to Tom Wan, a data and research strategist at June Analytics. His prediction comes as DAOs within the DeFi space increasingly diversify their holdings into real-world assets. Again, very important that you understand what RWA is, because it's one of the big futures of crypto, in my opinion. Let's have a look. I'll answer your question in 1 second, Rizal. So one cited Build, USTB, USDY, USDM as some products DAOs have already added to their treasuries, predicting that the trend will likely continue. He highlighted other examples, including Arbitrum, allocating 35 million ARB, $27 million, and MakerDAO's $1 billion. Now remember, treasuries are linked to the US government. They are not like crypto monopoly money. It is backed by a real world asset. The American dollar will benefit from these types of real world assets. Let me give you an example. We're in the heat of the bull run, and I want to draw down $300,000, $400,000, $500,000, whatever the number is. Do I want to draw it down to my bank account that will pay me 1%? Or do I want to go to, say, Ondo and stake my $500,000 and get maybe 5% on my $500,000 by staking it into the US dollar? I know what I'm going to do, and it certainly won't come near my bank account. That's what you've got to remember. The benefits of banking are coming online. That makes them frictionless, which means the yields will be higher. Not only that, but these platforms will be making more money because they don't have the buildings and the staff to worry about. So it basically removes the humanity from the banking system. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing is not for this discussion. So look at Ondo, Matrix, Maple, Swarm, okay? I made a video yesterday specifically for our OGs. So on our YouTube channel, we have an OG members area where we make special videos. I have made a video yesterday on 6 high-risk plays, and that video will be made public on the 1st of August, so everybody will be able to watch it for free. But in it, I included 2 small real-world asset projects. It is going to be the narrative of this bull run. I don't think AI is there yet, although I'm massively bullish on it, and I think some of the projects will do well. Gaming, no chance. Metaverse, no chance. Meme coins will do well in every cycle, give or take the pits of the bear market. So you have to pick what you consider to be winners. Things to do with Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. Things to do with real-world assets. They're my winners in this bull run. They're all primed, they're all ready. And this is going to be a huge market. I cannot overstate this. If your money is swilling around after the bull run, you need to find somewhere safe to put it online in crypto. And for me, I know there's inherent risk in everything on the blockchain. For me, Ondo, Maple, a few others that I'm not going to mention, they are where it is not a bad idea to put some of your capital, knowing it is backed by BlackRock and the US dollar. And the yield you are earning, 5-6% at this moment in time, that is going to outperform anything your local bank will give you. And when interest rates do come down and those yields pay less, maybe 4%, that is still going to be 3.5% more than your bank will pay you, because the second interest rates come down, your bank will be paying you nothing. Okay, now I do have a chart for one of the coins. This isn't in my 6 high-risk plays because it's my major recent investment. Good morning, Reza. So, in answer to Rizzle's question, and this I will answer by giving you two options. If you stake natively, you will earn 5 or 6%, and that is safe. Okay? You have other options, and I'm going to show you one of them now. And this is where I have staked my Solana. And that is in these platforms. Okay, so you have the option of staking and earning 7%, 10%, 11% by staking your liquid Solana in here. I am in DupeSol. That's been as high as 18%. It's currently 10.8%. DupeSol is the Jupiter-backed Solana liquid staking token. You stake it in there, and I mean, it's only 5 days for unstaking Sol, I get that. But I like immediate access to cash. So I've staked it there. I can go in, I can take out my Sol at the drop of a hat. These rates vary. They go anywhere between 8 and 20%. So it's still above the native staking of your tokens. However, if you are a beginner, stick to native staking. The exchange that you're on will give you native Solana staking. Do it there. And the reason you do it on the exchange that you're on is it's safer than doing it through your non-custodial wallet, because that is likely to get hacked. Anyway, Ondo is my big play. We've talked about Mantra a lot. That's doing incredibly well. Peter is probably partying in the streets right now because of his gains that he's made on it. 6.7% is perfectly fine returns on Solana. Defactor, I have covered Defactor. I made a video about Defactor. It is on the platform if you want to go and watch it. It is doing well. I'm not going to name names on some of them because, again, I've got my picks that I think you should look at, and I've got my picks that I think will do well, but I wouldn't put into a portfolio for me, because when you get towards this stage of the bull run, you want clear winners. If you're down to the quarterfinals and you've got Man City, Liverpool, Arsenal, and then Ipswich Town in the quarterfinals, are you going to back Ipswich Town to win the FA Cup? No. You're going to back Ondo. You're going to back Chainlink. You're going to back maybe even Mantra. Who knows? You're going to back the coins that will do a solid 5 to 10x. For me, that's what I would do. Starting now and before the end of this year, get into the coins which are ready for the bull run. Again, you have to understand there's a lot of coins out there that are just not ready. You look at Chainlink in the last bull run, it wasn't ready. It wasn't ready. It wasn't a fully fleshed project. Now it is ready, and that's why it's going to rip. If we look at gaming, we don't have the adoption. We don't have 50 million, 20 million. We don't have 1 million players outside of Ton. Forget Ton, that's a clicker game. I mean, real games. We don't have it. So don't back a coin that's going to go into this bull run half cut. If a new blockchain launched tomorrow, I don't think it would have a great bull run because it's not ready. You've got to pick the winners now and hold them for another year and then sell them and then sit there, and then your coins, maybe your gaming coins, your AI coins, you can sit back and say, you know what, 4 years time, next bull run, these are going to absolutely rip up trees. I'm buying these. That's how you make a lot of money in crypto. Now, Ondo, it's live, it's trading, it's making money, it's backed by BlackRock, tick, tick, tick. Okay, look at what it did. It was on this upward trend for, I don't know, the last 4 months. Oops, it broke down below this trend. And where did it come to? The bull market support band. And guess what it's doing now? It's come back up and it needs to break 113 and then we are off. And more than likely, we are going to do something like that. If I draw that across there, for example, and again, I don't really care about how good my drawings are. That is not the point of this. If you want to see drawing lessons, go and watch Bob Ross. So what's likely to happen is potentially we come up to here before coming down again. That is 172. We're at 112. You do the math, okay? So Ondo for me, by the end of this bull run, I would expect it to be anywhere north of $8, $9, $10. In a perfect scenario, $15 to $20. But again, I'm very wary of saying too bullish targets. I think Ondo should go to double figures, but I don't always get what I want. So maybe it goes to $8. Who cares? Good morning, Tariq. Aero is flying. I am sure it is. RJ McFly, welcome to the stream. Aero. Let's have a look at Aero then. Now, again, I made a video about Aero. Absolutely solid project. Now, again, do you remember what I said before about zoom out? And you need to really look at where coins are. So Aero is absolutely flying. Yeah, if you bought Aero on the 5th of July at 41 cents, you are up 130%. It is flying. But zoom out and see what happens. We've been doing this, but we broke the downtrend. And guess where we've come? Straight to, it's as if it has a magnet attached to it, straight to the bull market support band. So where does Aero have to go to actually get back into bullish territory? Because remember, it can pump, but it's still got to get above 106 to get back into bullish territory. Because this is a relief rally. At worst, it's a relief rally. I'm not saying it's a relief rally across the market. We are up big. But what I'm saying is, one swallow doesn't make a summer. We've got to get, this coin has to do this. Now, it is going to do this at some point, yes. It doesn't mean it's going to do it now. If the Ethereum ETF gets approved, which is expected in the next 48 hours, it's going to pump. Chairman Powell's got to cut interest rates very soon. It's going to pump. I don't care about this BS about Uniswap. Uniswap will do the trades. Uniswap does this. Uniswap does that. I don't care. Aero can stand on its own 2 feet, and it can get its own momentum, and it can process its own transactions. There are people that use Radium. There are people that use Orca, and there are people that use Jupiter. Okay? Because people can have different choices in life. Unfortunately, the woke left doesn't seem to understand this anymore, and it's their way or the highway, and that's the problem in society. In crypto, there is room for 10 or 20 or 30 or 50 dexes. It is an international global system. Anyone from a valid IP address in a valid country can use Aero, can use Uniswap, can use Radium, whatever, okay? Aero is going to have a great bull run. The metrics on how much money it makes from the transaction fees are incredible. You can't then go and compare it to Uniswap, which is the largest DEX in the world. It's not fair. It's not fair. It's like comparing Stockport County, my football team. It has a capacity of 11,000. Manchester United has a capacity of 75,000. We're not even in the same league. It doesn't mean that Stockport County can't exist. So Aero is going to do well. It's not out of the woods yet. It's got to break that $1.06 and then it is going to go up. But this is a good price. Remember, the red area is the kill zone. Okay? I don't know why we call it the kill zone. Maybe because you can make a killing if you buy down here. But if you had bought down here at what, 60 cents, 40 cents, you'd have made 50 to 100% profit. So that's why it's a good idea to keep an eye on some of these charts. Go and get TradingView. There is a free version. Go and get it. Go and learn how to put fib levels on things. You take it from the high, you drag it to the low. When a coin that you like goes into the red area, you buy it. It's as simple as that. Right then, let us move on very quickly. I think the other thing Paco has just said, that he missed Aero at 40 cents. He's got too many tokens and not brave enough to sell. The issue is, back yourself. You can't own every token. That's not how the stock market works. It's not how crypto works. I said to the Oracle yesterday, the bear market that we're going to see in potentially 2 years' time, I think the narrative is going to be blockchains and projects going out of business. Why? Because that was the bear market. That was the bubble bursting in the internet boom. Companies running out of investment. So what should you be investing in today to stop you from being caught in that? You should be investing in projects that make money. Very simple. Why have all of these coins, like Aero is going to make money, okay? But Aperture Daily Coin Cap, which just produces a chart that everybody looks at, it's not going to make any money. Or a meme coin that might have a massive burn attached to it is not going to make any money. What happens if the games don't get finished? What happens if the games get finished and nobody plays them? What happens to Sandbox if it runs out of money? What happens to any of the other metaverses? Decentraland, what happens to them if they run out of money? Do you think VCs are going to sit there and say, you know what, you've been trying for 6 years, you're really good boys, we're going to give you another $200 million? Or do you think they're going to say, you've had 6 years to build this, it's nowhere near finished, we're done? Because I think the bear market is going to be brutal next year, and not next year, the year after, because we're going to get a common sense bear market. I think a common sense bear market, and that's based on stupid projects going out of business. And yes, people will lose money. So Packer, you can't buy every coin. I get that. You should have discipline. Now, I broke a rule on my $15,000 to $1 million portfolio, and I sold half of my allocation of Algorand to buy NEAR. And the reason was that my portfolio didn't have any AI tokens in it. So I sold some Algorand for NEAR. And that's one change to that portfolio since January 2023. That's how often I trade. And then on the other side, in my other portfolio, the only coin I've bought in the last, well, the only coin I've bought this year has been new coin. Sorry, only new coin I've bought this year has been Ondo. That's it. So I trade, what's that? Twice. I've traded twice in 2 years. I've added 2 new coins to my portfolio in 19 months. That's it. So I understand where you're coming from, and that's the right way to be. You can't have every token. Your portfolio will be a mess. If you own 100 coins, how can you possibly follow all 100 projects? It's impossible. If you follow all 100 of them on X, for example, and they all tweet 3 times a day, that's 300 tweets you've got to go through. On top of all of the videos and the update videos, you can't do it. You need to hold 20 to 30 coins at most. That's it. And yes, if it's full-time, maybe you'll hold 50, but not 100. I mean, it's ridiculous. Now, XRP hype builds as the SEC official talks settlement progress. Wow. And again, I am not saying that this is going to happen today or tomorrow. What I'm saying is XRP has gone above 60 cents for the first time in whenever, okay? So clearly, there are cleverer people than you and I who know XRP is about to have its case closed. So what is going to happen to the price of XRP? It's going to break $1. That's another 66% from where we are now. I am not telling you to buy XRP. I am not suggesting that you go and buy $50 or $100 of XRP now. I am not telling you to set a sell order at $1.20. I'm not telling you any of those things. $1.24. In the dimly lit conference room of the SEC headquarters, a group of officials huddle around a table. Sounds like a story. Their faces illuminated by the glow of laptops, these closed-door meetings have been a source of intense speculation within the cryptocurrency community for weeks. Whispers of a possible settlement. You know what? Whoever wrote this article, hats off to you. Who wrote this? Kyle Cavert. Nicely written, sir. Nicely written. But is there any truth to these rumours? Or is the crypto market simply bracing for a different kind of storm? Yassin Mobarak has said the following. This Thursday, July the 18th, the SEC is having a closed-door meeting to discuss the terms underlined below. Dare I say, Ripple settlement? Probably not, but speculation is fun. We all know that this is over. We just don't know when. They've had about 150 of these nearly weekly meetings since the case was filed, and crypto Twitter was convinced settlement was being discussed every one of those meetings, but this is definitely the one. Narrator, it's not the one. Now, pro-XRP advocates, including lawyer Bill Morgan, interpret the recent price spike as a sign of market confidence. Enough of this nonsense. It's 11:40 and we need to go and have a look at the chart, because the charts are like tea leaves. They're very rarely wrong. Sometimes they're very wrong. Okay, again, let me just reiterate what we've been saying all stream. One swallow does not make a summer. Look at this trend line that dates to June 2022. 2 years. Look at that trend line. Right, where is there? It is. Okay, let's drag that along a bit more. Look at where the price of XRP has come to, just below the trend line. I've had this trend line on screen for 7 or 8 months, so clearly it is not me having some kind of magical powers. It is just a pattern in the charts. Unlike Ondo and some of the other coins, Aero that we have looked at, it smashed the back doors in of the bull market support band and has rocketed up to its trend line. So again, it's bullish. It's up nearly 6% in the last 24 hours. But again, it would be nice to see a bit of this going on, in my opinion. If the XRP settlement is over, then we will see that wick to 93 cents and higher. Remember, people talk, why is XRP doing so badly? Why is nobody buying XRP? Nobody's buying XRP because it has a level of FUD around it. Fear, uncertainty, and doubt. What does that mean? There is still a court case hanging over XRP. There is still the final payment to be made by Ripple in the case to say that the original offering was a security. That has not been closed. The wick that you see there in the big egg-shaped circle, again, go and see Bob Ross if you want accurate drawings. That was the first settlement, which was trading on exchanges is not a security. That was July the 14th. Where are we now? We are July the 17th, a year later. Do we think that any time around now it is going to be closed? Imagine the absolute chaos we are going to see in the markets if the XRP case is closed and we get the Ethereum ETF go live. Can you imagine the chaos, the God candles, the wicks that we're going to see around those two events, especially if they happen close to each other? It's like in Ghostbusters, never cross the streams. Well, guess what? If the XRP case is closed and the Ethereum ETF goes live, that's not just crossing the streams, that's shooting each other with the guns. That's how big it's going to be. And like I said, we will go to 130, 131. That's my prediction. That's my target. It will be over. Now then, it's fair. I sell my XRP, my Crow, my Quant, and then I will be watching when they rip to the moon, and I will have failed. No, you won't, because you dollar cost average out the same way you dollar cost average in. That's the key. So what do I mean by that? Let's say you are Packer and you bought XRP at 40 cents. At 80 cents, let's put a little line in here. At 80 cents, Packer, his $100 is now worth $200. So he takes $50 off the table, which is a big chunk, by the way. Now, let's say it goes to, I don't know, it goes up another 50%. His $150 is now $225. So Packer takes another $50 off the table. So guess what? Packer's original investment is in his back pocket, which he can tap and go and buy a salad with. And he owns $125 of XRP, which in theory, he hasn't paid for. They're his gains. That's his moon bag. Okay? So if it does rip, he sells more. If it drops, he buys back at a lower price. It's win-win. That's the trick. What you don't do is you don't sell 100% of a position on a 10% pump. You sell 10%. You then sell another 10%. You sell another 10%. You dollar cost average out as much as you dollar cost average in. And that's the key. So when it does rip, and believe you me, if XRP goes north of $1 to $1.50, I will probably sell 20% of my bag. Because I think I bought XRP in the pits. I don't know if I paid 30 cents for it, 35 cents, I don't know. So if I go to $1.50, for example, or $1.30, sorry, that'll be a 4x. I will take some profits. Now, again, we mentioned this last week, but we're going to throw it out there again. We'll catch last of streams. Got to go. Take care, Packer. Have a nice day. Right. We mentioned it last week. We'll mention it again today because it is going to happen. Cardano's hard fork, the Chang upgrade. You see, I called it Changi, which is change. You see, I'm wasted. I am wasted on here. Cardano is gearing up for one of the most historic upgrades, the Chang hard fork, and a major alert has been issued for node providers. Intersect, a member-based organization for the Cardano ecosystem, shared in a tweet, it's upgrade season for SBOs. Node 9 is out and includes all the changes needed for the Conway Ledger era, better known as the first node candidate to bring on-chain decision-making to Cardano mainnet. So what is this going to do? This is going to remove Charles and his organization from being in control of Cardano. It is finally going to be a fully decentralized blockchain. So it is massive news. Absolutely massive news. And it is bullish for the price, by the way. Is that it? Is that all the article was? The Chang upgrade impacts the whole Cardano ecosystem with a focus on stake pool operators, exchanges, and decentralized applications. Again, I don't think we've got time to look at the chart, so we will skip on to the next article. But it's coming, it's big news, and it's going to be big news for Cardano, as always. Did I just not copy the right one? Hang on. Now, as stupid names go, this has got to be up there with some of the most stupid names given to projects. So Plonky 3 from Polygon Labs is the latest innovation in zero-knowledge proving systems. I mean, why call it Plonky? I mean, come on. Call it Sauron or Oracle or Gandalf or something at least mythical, or Vader. I don't know, but Plonky sounds like a meme coin. Polygon Labs has launched Plonky 3, the latest version of its ZK proof system aimed at enhancing security and efficiency in distributed networks like Ethereum. Plonky 3 is an open source toolkit under the MIT and Apache licenses designed to enable developers to build zero-knowledge or zero-knowledge Ethereum virtual machines. The system is crucial for zero-knowledge rollups, allowing confirmation of off-chain transactions on base chains like Ethereum. So zero-knowledge is basically, very simply, is rather than checking every transaction, these transactions are honest and truthful unless proven otherwise. So it just cuts down on the scan times of the transactions and it speeds up a lot of things. And Polygon is the zero knowledge king. They invented it. They've been building on it for the last 3 or 4 years. That's why I'm super bullish on Polygon. I really don't get the price action of Polygon. There's got to be something else more fundamental going on there. So Plonky 3 is the evolution of its predecessor, Plonky 2, introduced in 2022. Never heard of it in 2022 either. Plonky 2 had limitations in flexibility and adaptability for different blockchain applications. Plonky 3 empowering developers to build their own virtual machines. Very good. Again, I've included it not for you to understand a single word of what I've just said, but for you to understand that Polygon isn't going anywhere, and it is still one of my picks in my $15,000 to $1 million portfolio, which I haven't checked for a while, by the way. I haven't checked that for a while. So, last bit of news. It is 11:58. Again, I astonish myself sometimes on how we get through all of this in an hour, but we always seem to do. Yuga Labs launches Ape Chain testnet today. Limited activities now, big plans ahead. Okay, I have a massive problem with gaming or NFT related projects that build directly on Ethereum. It's not made for that. It's expensive as hell. Go back to when they were selling land, when Yuga Labs was selling land. They were selling land for $100,000 and the transactions were costing $10,000. It was absolute chaos. Nothing should ever have been built directly onto the Ethereum blockchain. It should have been built onto Polygon at the time, certainly Polygon. And nowadays, you've got Arbitrum, Optimism, you've got, is it IMX, which is the gaming blockchain. You've got multiple ways to do it now. Don't build on Ethereum. Ethereum is like the mainframe. It's the grandmaster. Everything should sit on top of it and filter through the transactions to Ethereum. It's cheaper. It's more efficient as far as time and energy is concerned. And again, it's what the layer 2s are built for. So, Ape Chain, I am praying to God this is telling me it's a layer 2 on Ethereum. There we go. ApeCoin launches its first testnet for Ape Chain, a layer 2 solution with support from Horizon Labs and the Arbitrum Foundation. Again, lots of other things we've looked at in the past. They are built on the Optimism blockchain or using Optimism's blockchain. This one is using the Arbitrum tech. Greg Solano, that's a great name for somebody working on Ethereum, from Yuga Labs, assures that the testnet has limited functionalities but promises decentralized applications in the future, which boosted the price of Ape by more than 3.4%. Remember, Ape is one of the coins which has underperformed absolutely everything in the last 12 months. So ApeCoin is due for a pump. Why? Because ApeCoin is attached to Yuga Labs and they have failed to deliver time and time again. And now they are starting to deliver. The price will start to appreciate. So ApeCoin has launched the first testnet. It's an important milestone for the DAO. We've read all of that. It's time for change. Testnet Curtis. There it is. Very nice. July the 16th, which was yesterday. The development has highly planned process. In February, the DAO voted to build the network on Arbitrum. The new ecosystem aims to improve the utility of the Ape token, which is great. The DAO could generate $7 million. We don't care about that. Now, I think the key here is to understand that they should never have built on Ethereum in the first place. They're doing the right thing now by building out and building into a better and cheaper way for people to interact. If Yuga Labs want 1 million or 10 million people to play their Fortnite style game, they're going to have to do it outside of Ethereum. It's too expensive. Transactions are too expensive. So building your own layer 2 is exactly what they want. If they build the game on their layer 2 and then open it up to create an open source, or not open source directly, but an accredited open source system, you will have developers building games on the Ape chain, and it's great news for them. Again, I'll go back to what I said earlier. I don't think 2025 is going to be the year of gaming tokens. They're always going to pump, everything does, but gaming isn't here yet. It's going to take until the next bull run for gaming to really take off, in my humble opinion. So anyway, that is the end of the stream. Thank you to everybody in chat, to Reza, to Chris, to McFly, to Rizal. Who else is here? Gianni is here. Have a great day. Take care, everybody. I will see you all in the morning, bright and early.